Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this Tuesday, the 5th of May, 2020, and we're about 9:20 a.m. Central Time. Look at the stock market. I hope you're aware that the NASDAQ is now down about, for the year, about 1.5%. Now, it's the only one like that, and it's the powerhouse. The market's in love with the big techs, and that's what's driving that. In the gold market, we went down, made lows under yesterday. I'd be watching this market. If you get over Monday's highs, you may get a sudden reversal back to the upside in terms of a trend. If the market stays down here, the question is how far down does it want to work? You're seeing silver has magically just reversed that loss that it's had over the past 2 days against the gold market. The other metals, well, they're sort of just sitting here, not doing an awful lot. Bonds and notes, I'm looking at the two of them, basically adding some yield, and why not? As America keeps opening, as the world keeps opening, we're getting back towards whatever that new normal is. We're not getting further away from it, we're getting back to it. The problem that will overhang this market is what do you do as these states reopen, and if in big cities, and that's probably where you'll get the first cases of more contact of COVID-19, a resurgence if people aren't careful. That's a big word, if people aren't careful. You got to be smart. Look at the energy. They're responding to just that. The market is looking and saying, okay, we just had all the worst news we could get. We've got fewer wells out there. People are going to be driving. People are going to be eventually flying. I don't know about the cruise lines. I haven't figured that one out yet, but I can only imagine on airplanes, you're going to have a lot less people sitting next to each other. You realize in ball games, talking football, they're talking there could be as much as 3 seats between everybody, so you'd have a person behind you, not right behind you, then you'd have 3 seats, and so on and so forth. So they're going to cut capacity there, I don't know, 70% or something. As we take a look further in the grain market, still no real action going on there at all. The market just sort of laying down, not doing very much. Now, we had a lot of economic data today, and we can see weekly U.S. sales, according to Redbook, down 12.6% for the first 4 weeks of April. Sales were down 6.6% for the first 4 weeks of April versus last year, and down 9.3% for this week versus last year's. Then that's backed up by a lot by ICSC sales, and they show it down 1/10 from the previous week, but from a year ago, way less than that. You're talking 20%, so those two almost double on one of them. Trade balance deficit, $44 billion. They expected it down $42 billion, so it's a little larger than they thought. But I don't know what you can read or not read into that when you've got everything locked down. Market final U.S. service sector PMI came in 26.7 versus 27. That doesn't hurt the market. It's just right where it was. The manufacturing headline, I like the non-manufacturing composite up to 41.8 when the market only expected 35.7. So those few areas that are starting to pick up in different states, what we're getting is you're starting to see some of that activity. What I don't like is this number, which fights that, the business activity index. That's different than the manufacturing part. Well, that's still staying down. Why? Stores aren't open. So what are you going to do? Prices up a bit here. Take a look at that. New orders, 32.9 versus 52.9. Of course, they're down. That's to be expected. And the employment index way down. Germany's highest court, and I warned about this. I said, you got to be careful. Stay out of the way of this because it's going to be all day long. We're going to hear from scholars as to what it means. But basically, their court took difference with what the European Union is doing in terms of the ECB. They're giving them 90 days to straighten it out. I don't even know what that means. And we'll find out. But the market reacted with a down move in the euro because, again, that union, it gets disjointed. And Germany being the largest country, what does that mean to it? And I'm talking economic country there. Reserve Bank of Australia left its official cash rate unchanged at a quarter. Today we're going to get central banks all week. And then we had some carry-out numbers from yesterday that, yeah, I'm not going to even go through it. But we'll go into all that later when we do our wrap-ups on a number of these markets. I want to remind you, if you're interested in our information, just simply go to www.iraepstein.com under the word Free offers, choose the ones you want, and away you go. You can click up here if you want to get there as well. I'm Ira Epstein. I'll see you this afternoon with our end of the day wrap-up videos.